Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I am your host, Eric Smith, and today I'm talking about Kill the Hunter by Bryan Smith. This is his latest, if I'm not mistaken, and it's from Grindhouse Press. And this is about, well, you know what? I'm going to read the back cover copy just to make it easier on myself. All families have secrets, but some secrets are bigger, darker, and bloodier than others. Zach and Chelsea grew up in idyllic suburbia. Then one day their father vanished without explanation, ripping their world apart. A year later, a dangerous man shows up looking for him, a man who claims to hunt monsters and things that go bump in the night. Soon the siblings are swept up in a whirlwind of violence and chaos, locked in a desperate attempt to elude the police as well as the mysterious organization of monster hunters. In the process of fighting to stay free and alive, they unearth all the secret things kept hidden from them their entire lives. Scary, shocking things. And nothing will ever be the same again. So there you go. Kill the Hunters. Bryan Smith, great writer. So right off the bat, for the too long didn't watch folks, I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. We're introduced very quickly to the action. Zach has come home and found his sister being held at gunpoint by this big burly man with an eye patch, and things just take off from there and really don't let up again. And so we have Zach and Chelsea, the siblings. Zach's a little older. Chelsea's 16. Zach is 17 or so. I think he's coming home from high school. Maybe he's coming home from work. I don't remember. Anyway, and then we meet their mom, Noreen, and they kind of get separate. Well, not kind of. They get separated. And so now we have two storylines going on. We have the kids on the run, trying to keep away from, as it says, the police, the monster hunters. And we have Noreen doing what she needs to do and hoping to meet up with her kids again, straighten everything out. And it's just incredibly fast-paced. It's well written. The characters are fun. I can't say they're definitely not all likable. But they're definitely fun. And this is a book that feels, I don't know Bryan Smith's writing habits, but this feels like a book he simply wrote by the seat of his pants. Pantsing, essentially. There's planning and pantsing. And it just has the feel of him just sitting down, writing that opening, and then just going with whatever's coming into his head. And whatever point he's stopping at, he has no idea where it's going to go from there. And the next time he sits down to write more, he just looks at his last, what happened? Where did I leave things? Okay, let's see what happens. And just writing whatever comes into his head. The story's zigging and zagging. And again, I don't know if that's the case. He may plan this out meticulously, but it feels like that. It has that energy of, this is the cliffhanger I left. I don't know where it's going to go. I'm just going to write it and see what happens. And it works. It has the same feel as 68 Kill, for anybody who's familiar with that, either the book or the movie, both worth your time. And I do follow Bryan Smith on social media, and he does post writing updates, word counts and things, and but I don't recall, he may or may not have, but I don't recall him saying whether he's got things planned out, or if he knows where it's going to go, or if he's just getting the words down. I do know he goes through, he'll write it. I can't remember if he edits a little bit as he goes, but once he's done, then he gives it a complete pass through and edits it edits again-ish. Again, I don't know if he edits as he goes. But he'll talk about, I took out this many words, or I moved these scenes around to make it flow better. But this is just a thrill ride. And I like that feeling that it's that even the author doesn't know where things are gonna go. And as I said, we're following uh, Zach and Chelsea as they're one situation to another, just trying to stay free. Essentially, things they're making some choices, but then some things are dictated, and at the same time, their mom is doing her thing, and she's making some choices. Some things are a little bit dictated by circumstance. Some things are dictated by her nature. Um, and it's just really it's a thrill ride. And I mean, if you look at that cover, that might tell you something of what we're dealing with in this book. Highly recommended. 4.5 even out of 5 stars. It's Bryan Smith has he has some different styles of the types of books that he writes. And he's done some crime ish, well, crime fiction, 68 Kills, straight up crime. There's nothing supernatural in that. But that's a thrill ride, just keeps moving. And then he's got some slower building, still graphic and violent. He does a lot of extreme violence type of stuff, and he has non-supernatural stuff. He has supernatural stuff. He has more personal stuff. Just an all-around great writer. I have all his leisure stuff. I've talked about his stuff before. I have all the leisure books that he published. I have in another room. I've got all the like Grindhouse, and I think he had some from Sam Hain. I think it was Sam Hain that published some. I just changed the the words in the sentence around and said the same thing twice. And he's got independently published stuff. I have that. I think there might be some other publishers. I think Clash Books, at least one thing that he had published from Clash Books. So I'll follow him to whatever publisher. I'm going to pick up whatever he's putting out. I don't always get to read it right away, but I just felt it was at the end of October. Let's read a nice, oh no, vampire. Did I give it away? A nice quick vampire novel from an author that I really like. Highly recommended. Kill the Hunter, Bryan Smith. Just, and again, I say again, like I haven't said it in this video, but I've said it before when I'm talking about Bryan Smith. Very cinematic. This would make a great movie, just like 68 Kill. It would have that same feel, that fast-paced, people on the run, people chasing people, crazy things going on, violence, and there's gore, and yeah, it's good stuff. Kill the Hunter, Bryan Smith, Grindhouse Press. Give it some love. I don't know what that was all about. It's been a weird last 6 months. I don't know. There you have it. Question for this video. Are you a fan of vampires? What's your favorite vampire book and or movie? For me, it's very easy. The Light at the End by John Skipp and Craig Spector used to be my favorite horror novel of all time. And I really do need to reread it, see if I still feel the same way, but I absolutely love that book. And as far as movies go, favorite vampire movies, Near Dark. Again, fantastic movie. I want to say Catherine Bigelow is the director. And it's got some just sort of, I'm not even sure how to describe the vampire. They're not white trash. They're not punk. But it's Lance Henriksen, Bill Paxton, Adrian Pasdor's in it, Tim Thomerson. Tim Thomerson. It's got a great cast, and it's basically about a guy who meets a girl. She bites him. He has to feed on human blood within 3 days to become a full-fledged vampire. He doesn't really want to do it. His father, played by Tim Thomerson, is trying to find him, but this nomadic group of vampires, which is Lance Henriksen and others, Bill Paxton and some others, they've taken him, and Adrian Pasdor's the young guy that gets bit. It's bloody. It's got great characters. It's just a fantastic movie. I absolutely love Near Dark. Love The Light at the End by John Skipp and Craig Spector. What about you? Are you a fan of vampires? Favorite vampire book? Favorite vampire movie? If you don't like vampires, let me know why. There was a time when I was not enamored with vampires. There were some exceptions, like the book, like the movie. But overall, I admit, I said, vampires are the Jar Jar Binks of the monster world. I take that back. Certain types of vampires. I'm not into the whiny, mopey, gothy, oh woe is me, romantic heartthrob vampires. I want my vampires to be monsters. Which isn't to say I'm completely against a vampire that isn't a total monster. There are some like vampire detectives and things, but generally I want them to be just bloodthirsty creatures of the night. What about you? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post spoiler warning. Try to be polite here at the Low Budget Review Show. Please like, share, and subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff. And if you'd care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter, for the time being, is at Ronan5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is Eric Smith 5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH 5757. And if you're on Blue Sky, I am at EL Smith. That's all I have for you this week. This has been the Low Budget Review Show. I have been Eric Smith. And until next time, read more books.